All right, so now let's talk about establishing a brand that you'll love. So when you initially hear the phrase, you need to establish your personal brand, it's a little bit intimidating. I know that when I first heard this, I was like, I'm a person, not a brand. I don't really think I need to worry about this. It sounds weird. But the thing is, you already have a brand. A personal brand is just simply what people think about when they think of you. So it's important that you take control of this and create a vision that you want your potential clients to see. Taking control of your personal brand has a ton of benefits for your content creation and for your business. And the reason why it's so important is because, like I said, you already have a brand. So it's just a matter of taking control of it. Your brand is what sets you apart from other agents. You are the only you, and that's one of your biggest sales points. So take what makes you unique and market that, because that is what makes you stand out from other agents. Having a strong personal brand leaves such a memorable impression on people. When they see your post pop up, they immediately recognize it's you. When they see your email, they recognize it's you. It's something that will stick in their mind a lot better than just a generic real estate agent with no brand and nothing specific that's unique about them. Having a strong brand also comes across as so professional, modern, and consistent. You just appear to be better at marketing yourself, which in turn makes you better at marketing listings and advocating for your client, because you come across as so consistent and professional already just by your branding. And last, it takes the guesswork out of your content creation. So whenever you have to make a new marketing guide, a new flyer, a new sign, you're not starting from scratch. You already have the framework for your brand. Okay, so you know you need to focus on building your brand as a real estate agent, but how do you do this? So we believe that a strong brand has these three characteristics: authenticity, clarity, and consistency. So think about someone you know or a company you know that you believe has great branding. Do you feel like their brand comes across as authentic? Do you feel clear about what they do and what they offer? And do you feel like they're being consistent with their branding? When a brand is authentic, clear, and consistent, you begin to know, like, and trust them. So let's take a look at some agents who we think are crushing their branding. So on all of these three agents' page, you'll get a different vibe just from their imagery and their style. You'll notice that everything is consistent, you see their faces and you recognize them, and you see a consistent theme in their posts and across their page. All three of these agents have specific niches, and you begin to recognize them for that. So all of these agents are also Coffee and Contracts members, and they utilize our content and captions, but you can't really see that right away. You don't see the posts that you recognize from our content calendar, but they are saving a ton of time by using our captions and our topics and our ideas. They just use their own branding images with it. And so my goal is just to show you exactly how to do this, because this is what works on Instagram and social media. Showing up authentically, clearly, and consistently. Not just setting up graphics to automatically post for you and not actually showing up as you. Okay, so let's get clear on how we build that know, like, and trust factor. How do we make our brand authentic, clear, and consistent? So here's what we're gonna establish for you today so you can start building your strong brand. First, your core values. This helps you to establish your authentic purpose for your business and get clear about your mission. Not only does this help you to serve people authentically and put your brand out there, but this will help you make important decisions for your business as well. If something doesn't align with your core values, it's a no. Your niche or niches. Establishing a niche helps you to be clear on who you serve and how you can help people. A niche can be so many different things. It's not just foreclosures or short sales, but we'll get into that shortly. Your brand bio and story. This is a concise statement like an elevator pitch that just helps you to convey your brand clearly and consistently. Your brand kit. So this is the imagery and the style that we saw on those agents' social media pages. These are your color palettes, logos, fonts, and just general style. So if you stick with this when you're creating your visual marketing materials, not only will it save you so much time creating content, but it helps you to stay consistent. And that's when people start to recognize your posts and your marketing as they see them. And last but certainly not least, your content. This is what pulls everything together and really works to build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. So now it's your turn. I want you to pull up your branding workbook. And first up, we're gonna establish your core values. So you're probably gonna need to pause this video at some point, but just take some time to reflect, look at these words and see which stand out to you the most. And it doesn't have to be real estate related, it can just be your core values as a person and what's most important to you. So look at the core value sheet and grab inspiration from there or come up with your own words. Choose 3 and write them down. Next, you're gonna determine a niche. So look at your core values from the previous page and take those into consideration when you're establishing your niche. Also consider your location. Is there a lot of new construction in the area, waterfront properties? Is there a lot of farms and ranches? Did you grow up on a farm and a ranch and you can specialize in that? Just reflect on this page as well and think about which niches really stand out to you and excite you the most. If you're struggling, which I know it's hard to choose one or just choose 2, just think of the first ones that stood out to you and write them down. You can always go back on it later, and it's also important to keep in mind that you can still take deals from outside of your niche. Just think about your ideal client. When they come to your profile and see that you are the agent that is basically created for exactly what they're looking for, they are 100% gonna reach out to you over just a generic real estate agent who is just buying or selling in general. In these last pages of your branding workbook, you'll answer some questions to help you get clear about your brand story. You'll then break these down even more to write a concise brand story and a brand bio. You can use your brand story in your website bio or about me pages, and you can use your brand bio as your Instagram bio because that is just a short sentence. But writing these down will help you to get really clear about your story and your background, and it will help your audience to understand who you are, what led you to do what you do today, and how your previous experiences have contributed to this. So here's my example, my background. I was working as a real estate agent. I found that all of my leads were coming from Instagram, not cold calling. So I started helping other agents with their marketing. So now I help agents by providing tools, templates, and trainings to grow their Instagrams and have leads sliding into their DMs. So I turn this into a story, and this is pretty much what I use on all of my about pages and my about on the website and anytime I introduce myself, and then my brand bio, which is pretty consistently in our Instagram bio, which is I provide real estate marketing tips, ideas, and templates to real estate agents so that they can turn their followers into clients. Now let's create your brand kit. So open up the Canva template, either that we posted in the Facebook post or on the CNC strategy page, and you can get to customizing your brand kit. First, you're gonna select your color palette. If you already have one, you can just add your colors in here. We recommend saving your brand kit onto your desktop so you can easily grab the color palettes when you need them, and you can also save those hex codes in a notepad on your phone so you can easily grab them. The hex codes are the 6 digits that pull up a color across anywhere where you're gonna add a color. So we have instructions on how to grab that from Canva in that Canva template as well. And if you're struggling to choose a color palette, follow the instructions on the first page. We walk you through how to create a palette based on the feelings you want your brand to be associated with. Then you're gonna choose your fonts. Here are some of our favorite font pairings and ones we use a lot in CNC templates. In my opinion, you can be a lot more flexible with fonts and change them across your posts, but the color palette should stay pretty consistent. All right, once you've completed establishing your brand, the fun parts begin. In the next training, we're gonna go over pulling all of this together with your content strategy. If you have any questions, comment on the guide in the Facebook group and let's talk about it.